Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Joan Meeks on the line, and she's president and founder over at Commodity Recycling Solutions, also known as CRS. Joan, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at CRS, but before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. How did you get started in your career as an entrepreneur?
Well, basically, the industry found me versus me going out and saying, hey, I want to start a recycling business. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I would be in recycling. I would have thought I would have been more into a retail type business eventually. Always wanted to be a business owner, but when I was in commercial construction for about 15 years, unfortunately I had the task of sending many items to the landfill, and many times those items were brand new. So as LEAD got started, which is Leadership in Environmental and Energy Design, got started back in the mid-2000s, like 2005, 2006, they had a component that dealt with recycling, and so I kind of got into it that way.
Wow, I like it because you've seen a need and you saw some of the things that you're doing in your career and transitioned into this entrepreneurial facet. So, I mean, you've been in business a long time now, over 7 years with CRS alone. That being said, there's some entrepreneurs or some, people that are just getting started on their journey that are maybe where you were many years ago when you just started. What kind of advice would you give to that, really just that brand new entrepreneur that's getting out there and really launching their first idea?
Basically, the number one advice that I would give, and this is something that I've learned from Donnie Bovine, is fail big. Basically meaning that you're going to learn from your failures, and they're going to be continual. Now that I've been in business for 7 years, I can see where so many businesses, 80% of small businesses that start fail, and it's because it's just getting through the grit and the endurance that comes with being an entrepreneur. But the first thing is ask for help. Any type of scenario you can think of as far as being a business owner, someone out there has gone through the same thing, and they are more than willing to help you. And I think that's the biggest. Yeah, I think that's the biggest downfall of folks is they're afraid to ask questions.
I love it. Let's switch it up a bit, Joan. I want to get into what you're doing over at CRS. So first, tell me a little bit more about the business, please.
Okay, we are a recycling company that is referred to as a pass-through, which basically means when we take in electronics, we're taking the items in, we're sorting it by the commodities, and then we're selling it off to other companies that are basically the end of life, which means if I take in metal, I'm not the smelter and I'm not the person that's going to, take it through the process of melting it back to its original form. So we're a pass-through recycling company. We have 2 lanes or 2 divisions. One are electronic recycling, and then the lane that I'm most proud of is our nonprofit division. So we recycle clothing, textiles, shoes, and books in our second division. But what's wonderful about that is every pound that comes through our company, there is a nonprofit that is benefiting from that, which means if we have a Boy Scouts club that wants to raise $200, they can go out and do a donation drive, and then they're paid for every pound. Whereas we have some nonprofits that, have budgets of, $200,000-$300,000 a year, maybe even as much as $2 million a year, and we become their fundraising arm. So pretty much in that division, we get paid to give other people money.
Wow, that's an absolute amazing story. I love it. And I mean, you've been in this business a long time. You've obviously followed it, and you're definitely a pioneer in the industry, and you have a unique vantage point. So that being said, are there any kind of trends that you're noticing just in recycling or in general that you care to comment on?
Well, as of 2020, the recycling industry, or Earth Day, which is a worldwide event now, which happens every year worldwide, April 22nd, will celebrate its 50th anniversary in 2020. Wow. Mm-hmm. So we really are a young industry, and just like being a business owner, you've got to go through the ups and downs, but similar to how UPS was founded, we're learning how to do business in a downtime. We're fighting with China with regards to exports of commodities. I'm sure it has a lot to do with the political pull and take of our country, the U.S. with China, but, we're making it work.
Mm. And so there's a lot of, business owners listening right now, entrepreneurs. What should these businesses be thinking about when they're considering their recycling needs and also their partners, the companies that they partner with?
The biggest thing with recycling is, we all want to do good, we all want to recycle, but the biggest part that people don't realize is the economic value that recycling has, specifically for large corporations, the marketing and the PR that could become very important to their company to show that they're socially responsible is good for the recycling. Another factor being in the industry, here in Texas, a study has been done and it's proven that if we were to create recycling in Texas with as little as a 5% increase, that would create 3,500 jobs. And those jobs would be anywhere from no-collar workers all the way up to PhD and scientists. So that kind of gives you an idea of the impact that recycling can have, not only for the environment, but for economics and revenue value for the U.S.
Amazing. What sectors and what areas, demographic, geography, do you serve over at CRS so that if somebody's listening to this and they want to follow up with you, they know that they're the right person to give you a call?
As far as direct services, we service all of Texas. We do offer consulting and program creation for sustainability and recycling, and that we can do nationally or internationally. It just depends on the company.
Fantastic. And so if somebody does want to follow up, Joan, what's the best way for them to do it?
The easiest way is to visit us at our website, which is crf-tx.com.
Fantastic. Well, hey, Joan, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing over at CRS. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to share this with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Leave me a review on the Apple iTunes store. Do all those great things that we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. And, Joan, thanks again for coming on the show.